Hello Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages as well as the overall theme for the reading. We'll jump into that in just a second, but I do have a different tarot deck we'll be using for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped, so the whole reading can be reversed. If that's the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. The point, again, take what helps, leave the rest. All right, Capricorn, pretty interesting message on your side. I usually take one of each, one from this oracle deck and then one from this tarot deck, but I took both of these. They both came out and they were also very conflicting energies. So you have, you love me and you don't think of me. And I feel as if this energy is kind of the theme of this connection for you, especially with this Nine of Swords. Clarifying it, I feel as if there's kind of this flip-flop in energy between being like, okay, this person really does love me, to being like, oh, they don't even think about me at all, you know, just kind of the extremes, right? They really love me, they really care about me, they couldn't care less, you know, and I feel like that's literally kind of been the way that this connection has happened for you, and it's striked a lot of anxiety and insecurity in you, and I feel like a lot of that is because of this person's actions or inactions towards you, but I feel like it's kind of put you through this emotional roller coaster kind of energy, and that has kind of kept you, especially with the Nine of Swords here, kept you in maybe a little bit of fight or flight, or kept you just kind of anxiously attached, hanging on to their words or reading into things, you know, struggling to trust them, things of that nature, because of the way that this was making you feel. Now this person, there are regrets with the Tower in reverse. So it's interesting because I feel as if they're able, like, I don't feel like this person is completely blind to the way that they've made you feel. And I feel as if with this there are regrets card, I don't feel as if it was ever or is ever their intention, if this, you know, whether this is a past connection or a present connection, take it as it resonates. But I don't feel like this person ever had any intentions to hurt you or to make you feel the way that they did. However, with the Tower in reverse, this is an energy of avoiding something that is basically inevitable, that's going to happen. I don't know what this is yet. I didn't know when I pulled it. I thought maybe when I started channeling I would, but I don't know what this Tower in reverse is saying. But I feel like we'll get clarity on that when we dive into tarot. In between the connection, the truth is wrong time and place with the Chariot card. I feel as if timing plays a very big role in this connection. Maybe there's there's a little bit of outgrowing each other. I'm not saying that that's the case. That could be the case, or maybe this is just kind of like if you guys were in different phases of your life or in different points on your growth journey, then things would be a lot easier. But yeah, there's kind of this energy of timing not aligning in this connection, or timing being a huge factor in some way, shape, or form. The Chariot here is talking about, progression, things moving forward. And I don't necessarily really know what this Chariot is talking about specifically. I do definitely feel as if what this is saying is the timing is affecting the progression of the connection. But I feel like there's more to that Chariot. Again, I think we'll get clarity on that as we dive into tarot. Overall theme of the reading is soulmate. Again, I took two cards. They seemed like they were both kind of speaking the same message. So you have soulmate and past life. So I do feel as if this is a past life soulmate kind of connection. What that kind of means, or how I kind of view that, is you and this person are very much supposed to meet and have met before, whether that's in a past life or they were a part of your actual past, like here in this lifetime. And I feel as if this person plays a deeper role in your life than you might be able to see when, maybe you're in the connection or based on where things are at now. But let's start by jumping in, Capricorn, to your side of this connection. You have "you don't think of me" with "you love me." This is Capricorn side of this connection to the person they are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. All right. Capricorn side of the connection. There's this feeling, Hermit in reverse with the Queen of Cups. So two ways I could take that. You could be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The other thing I want to mention that I feel like needs to be mentioned is this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. Soulmate energies do not just happen in romantic connections. But this Queen of Cups energy, I feel, is also talking a lot about your energy too. Because I feel in this connection with the Queen of Cups, you're showing up as a very nurturing, loving, caring, compassionate kind of person, especially toward this person. But with the Hermit in reverse, it's this energy of feeling very lonely, feeling alone, even in this connection, maybe feeling as if you're giving out all of this compassion and empathy and understanding and nurturing kind of energy, but you're not really receiving any of that back, or certainly not receiving it back to the extent that you're giving it. And I feel as if that's what's kind of led to this sense of loneliness, feeling a little bit alone here. But let's get more Capricorn side of the connection to this person. You've been waiting for an opportunity in this connection. There's the Devil. Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil. You've been waiting for an opportunity, maybe for a commitment, or maybe for this person to change, or maybe for this person to recognize the way that they've hurt you. You've been waiting on something. This Ace of Pentacles in reverse to me is an energy of waiting. And then there's this Devil energy attached to that. Yes, Devil card, Capricorn energy, but I also see it as more than that, because I see this as you kind of having an attachment to whatever it is that you're waiting on. So feeling as if if this opportunity were to come, and this connection, like I said, higher level of commitment, this person changing, seeing the way that they hurt you, feeling as if maybe that would, like, if that doesn't happen, then you're not going to be happy or loved, or you're never going to be able to heal, or whatever the case might be for you. And I feel as if this Devil actually might be holding you back a little bit, but we'll get more on that for sure. Because this Devil is speaking. This Devil is a story. I don't know what that means. This Devil is trying to tell a story. Oh, I kind of get it. It's almost as if you have in your mind the way that things either should have played out, or you want them to play out. It's like you have this idea, this story in your mind of how things need to go or should go. But I feel that's why there's this back and forth, because sometimes it feels like, oh yeah, things are really lining up here. But then other times you're like, this is like pointless, or I'm just tired of feeling this way, or whatever the case is. And so you hold on to those times when you're feeling like, oh, this person really cares, and kind of ignoring maybe more of those times, the times where you feel lonely, the times when you feel as if this person isn't prioritizing you, thinking about you, things of that nature. All right, one more for Capricorn side of the connection. So I'm going to do this different this week. I'm going to do 3 messages, then hop on over here and do 3, then 3, then 3. So I think that, because what I am trying to do with these readings is there's obviously a story being told here, and I think it's easier if I have a little bit of both sides to really put the pieces together. So Capricorn side of this connection. Ace of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse. You have, okay. And then the Ten of Cups in reverse. So expectation, which we've already kind of talked about that expectation, because you're waiting on an opportunity. You're waiting on something here. A shift of some sort. There's a lot of overthinking coming from your side here, Capricorn. Maybe a lot of second guessing yourself, second guessing the connection altogether, second guessing if you're ever going to be where you want to be when it comes to your love life. The answer to that is and always will be you are always capable of having the love that you desire and deserve. It just might not look like you think it will. Some little message there for somebody. But with this Ace of Swords, it's like, again, I keep getting this energy for you, Capricorn, of bouncing back and forth. You bounce back and forth between clarity and overthinking, between confidence and second guessing, between feeling loved and feeling alone. It's like this energy in this connection, it's not consistent for you. It's almost to just feel like it's back and forth. And you're just kind of, that's why I feel like with the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of anxiety associated with your energy toward this person, because maybe you don't know how they're going to act. You don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to say or how they're going to make you feel. Maybe walking on eggshells, things of that nature. I'm not quite sure, but I do definitely feel as if there's this flip-flop. You're like, yeah, I'm sure about this too. What the hell's going on, you know? And that flip-flop is causing you a lot of stress, for sure. But okay, let's hop over here. We'll get more for your side, for sure, Capricorn. But I want to see what's going on here. This person's energy toward Capricorn, there are regrets with the Tower in reverse. Does Capricorn need to know regarding this person's energy towards them? There's the Hermit in reverse. So interesting, because that was the same message that came out for you. But so this is the underlying. This is relating to your Hermit. The Emperor, the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords in reverse. This person is trying. I just don't know if they're necessarily trying in the right way. Because I do feel as if they're trying to reciprocate, trying to invest in this in the best way that they know how and are capable of. And that's kind of the caveat there is a lot of times we have to remember that people are only capable of loving us to the extent of their ability to love themselves, to the extent of their growth, to the extent of, you know, where they're at emotionally. And sometimes we look at the way that people act toward us and we start to say, oh, this person is treating me poorly, because we think, if we project what we would do if we were in that position. But we forget that not everyone is on the same level as us, like emotionally. Not saying anyone's better than anyone, that's not at all what I'm trying to bring through, but sometimes we do forget that not everybody is on that same emotional wavelength. And I feel like that's kind of what this person is struggling with. And with the Hermit in reverse, it almost feels as if they have a tendency to kind of withdraw whenever they're feeling insecure, or, you know, instead of like facing it head on and being like, let's talk about this, let's figure this out, it's almost as if they kind of withdraw, maybe become passive aggressive. And during those times, that's when you're like, what the hell is going on? Because that's when you're kind of left to having to read this person and having to figure out what's really going on. Now, the Seven of Swords in reverse is interesting because I don't know. I don't feel as if they're telling you everything. I don't know what that means. I don't feel as if they're telling you. Maybe that's what they're avoiding. This person's energy towards Capricorn. I'm not saying that is the case. We'll see. It does feel like they're trying, though. And that's kind of what I feel that there are regrets, is I don't feel like this person has poor or had poor intention in this connection. Now, we have to remember that other people's inability to love us and treat us like we deserve isn't our burden to bear. I'm not saying, oh, give this person the benefit of the doubt. They're trying. No. You know, you obviously need to do what's best for you, but understanding that a lot of times we take it very personally how people treat us and their ability or inability to love us in the way that we deserve, when most of the time it has nothing to do with us and everything to do with kind of what's going on in their world, in their inner world. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Okay, so now they're coming up as the Emperor in reverse. Getting like trust issues or commitment issues, which usually are kind of one and the same. Yeah, and then emotional unavailability. It's like, because I feel as if this person, I can just already tell, just based on these messages. I haven't pulled a card for it yet, but they definitely struggle with insecurity. And the way that they handle that is by needing to maintain control of other people, control of their surroundings. And what that often looks like is doing whatever they have to do to kind of keep people at a distance. Or maybe they are controlling, maybe they are a controlling person. Because it feels as if it's like they're trying, they want to make this work, they want to give you what it is that you give them, like they want to reciprocate, but then it just feels as if it's like they want to, but they can't. They want to, but they can't. That's the biggest thing coming through. I don't know why. Maybe that's too specific for a general reading. But if there's anything I've learned, especially if you're dealing with a romantic connection, if they wanted to, they would. Seriously, like if they truly wanted to, if they were willing to, prioritize this connection, but that's what I get, is it's almost like they're trying but in the wrong ways. Like you might be like, I don't want you to buy me more flowers. I want you to be emotionally available. Things like that. I don't want you to, I don't know. It's like they're trying in the wrong ways. Like they're missing the point in a way. I hope that makes sense. This person's energy toward Capricorn. The Moon in reverse with the Five of Pentacles. Okay. First of all, there's a song in my head. It's coming through. It's This Is Me Trying by Taylor Swift. It's like, yeah, and that's the thing that I keep, it's almost as if this person is trying, but they're not trying in the ways that matter. Like, the best example I can come up with, and I know I kind of said the flowers and emotional availability thing, but the best thing that I can come up with, like, on a deeper level is, you're like, you know, I'm not asking you to, like, make more money or to, you know, whatever the case is, whatever external thing this person might be trying. It's like, I want you to go to therapy. Like, I want you to work through your stuff. You know, it's like they're not trying in the right way. They don't get it. Because they don't want to lose you. I see that with the Five of Pentacles. They don't want to lose this connection. But it's almost as if there's an aspect of themselves, especially what I'm saying with the moon here, kind of our shadow self, right? Our shadow self is the unhealed version of ourself that most of us aren't aware of, and most of us haven't gotten to know, and therefore, if we don't do the shadow work and get to know and understand our shadow starts to control our reality. So when we want to make something work, such as a loving relationship, but we have absolutely no idea how to be vulnerable, then our shadow is going to come out, protect us from trying to be vulnerable by being controlling or pushing people away or whatever the case is. And even though on some level they have this, you know, desire to love and be loved, it's almost as if literally they can't. So, but they're trying in ways that don't have to do with facing their shadow, doing the healing, and learning how to love and be loved. Because that's ultimately what it comes down to. A healthy relationship, no matter what it is, whether it's platonic, whether it is obviously romantic or familial, in order for a healthy relationship to work, it is two people coming together who are willing to both work on themselves in order for the partnership to last and sustain itself. Or be sustainable for the long term. So it's interesting what is going on here, and I get why you're confused. Or not confused necessarily, but like why you're up and down, why you have moments of clarity, then followed by moments of overthinking is, I feel like you're picking up on this person's energy. They want to, but they don't know how. So when they want to and they show up in that way, you're like, oh, this person's words or the things that they, you know, do, like buy me flowers and things like that, you're like, oh, that makes me feel like they care. But then when it comes down to showing up on time or doing the things that they say they're going to do or whatever the case is, they don't show up for that, which leaves you going, okay, do they care? That's why I feel like you bounce back and forth between you love me and you don't think of me. And I don't feel as if it's not that this person doesn't love you. It's confusing. I feel as if it's that they don't know how to love you. And that is the most important thing, is you have to understand that someone loving you and someone knowing how to love you are two very, very different things. But let's see. This is Capricorn side of this connection. So coming back to your energy, Capricorn, I want to get a little bit more on what you're dealing with now that I have a little bit more insight on them. See, you don't want to lose this either with the Five of Pentacles, but with the Eight of Cups in reverse, it's almost as if you have these moments of just feeling very hopeless. Feeling as if, like, you're like, I don't want to lose this, but this whatever it is that you're waiting for, this person changing or this person being who you know that they can be, right, reaching their potential, it's like it just isn't happening. And I do feel, I'm not going to say that yet. I was going to say I feel as if there's a lack of communication here, but you have to remember too that communication is a two-way street, right? Like it doesn't just take one person talking about how they feel. It takes one person being willing to be vulnerable, talk about how they feel without defensiveness, the other person being willing to listen and understand without defensiveness, and then reciprocate that same level of vulnerability, and then you being willing to understand. It's a two-way street, right? You can communicate all day long if you're like, this is how I feel, this is how you make me feel, blah, 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 blah. But if this person isn't willing to truly listen, and I don't mean listen as in like just listen to your words, I mean hear you, then it's not really communication at that point. That's why communication really takes two people. But I just feel, I don't know. There's definitely a deeper purpose here because you still have this soulmate with past life cards. So bear with me. Capricorn side of this connection. Because I want you to know, Capricorn, that you are both deserving and capable of being loved in the way that you desire. The Nine of Cups in reverse. But, ooh, okay. And then there's the Page of Cups in reverse. I feel as if this person is either a cycle for you or they represent a cycle that you are used to when it comes basically just dealing with people who are emotionally unavailable. Dealing with emotional unavailability. Because this is the same Page of Cups we saw on their side. I feel like this is the underlying. I really like this back and forth thing. I feel like this is the underlying. So now it's trying to understand why you keep attracting emotionally unavailable partners into your life. Because this isn't how you deserve to feel. If there's anything I've learned, it's that love on a true level that isn't blocked by fear and attachment is it adds peace to your life. It can't be your source of peace because nothing and no one can be the source of our peace except for us. But it adds to your peace. It doesn't add to your stress and to your anxiety. And this connection, and maybe this is just what you're used to in love, adds to your stress and your anxiety more than it adds to your peace. I'm not saying there's no good, right? There's obviously good aspects of this connection. You obviously have moments and times where you feel good. Those you love me times, right? But there's also those you don't think of me times. That isn't, I feel like those start to outweigh the times where you feel loved and accepted and heard and understood. And so it's almost as if you have, I don't know, kind of this like negative outlook or expectation when it comes to love, expecting people to leave, expecting people to hurt you. And it feels as if, since that is the expectation, that almost continues to be what it is that you attract. And that's why you and this person were supposed to meet, is because there's a deeper lesson associated for you to get to the bottom of why you and this person, or why you, keep attracting emotional unavailability. Because you have this level of wanting to love and be loved. And you're showing up as that Queen of Cups, right? Nurturing, kind, empathetic. And all you're wanting, Capricorn, I don't feel like you're asking for too much. I feel like all you want is just to feel that same thing back, receive that same kind of energy back. But based on what you've experienced in love, especially with this person, I feel as if it's almost like you don't think that that is even possible for you. Capricorn side of this connection. But it is. I promise you it is. Capricorn side of this connection. There's the Ace of Swords. And then the Three of Wands in reverse. There's some, what is this clarity? The Ace of Swords with the Three of Wands in reverse. Cutting through the static. Cutting through. I want more on this Ace of Swords. The Three of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles. Stability, long-term stability, especially in love. Like, I feel like you're tired of this up and down, this knowing, not knowing, this second guessing, this back and forth, the wondering how this person feels, like whether or not they're gonna, like the trust issues that I feel like have been created through connections like this. It's like you're tired of that. But there's this, I don't know what this Ace of Swords is, but there's something that needs to be a breakthrough that can help you get out of that cycle. but it's going to require you stepping out of your comfort zone in some way, shape, or form, which might have to do with this Chariot. Bear with me. This back and forth is interesting, but it's definitely taking a little bit longer. So let's see what we can uncover about this person's side of the connection. So this is this person's energy toward Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. I want to know what they're avoiding. What are they avoiding here? Vulnerability. There are regrets, but they're avoiding vulnerability. Six of Swords in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. Avoiding vulnerability. Okay. Sorry. I feel like I'm trying to exactly put all of the pieces together here, because it's almost as if this person knows what they need to do. Knows what they need to do in some way, shape, or form. Being vulnerable, being honest. Because yeah, I said that they weren't telling you everything. See, because with the Lovers in reverse, they don't feel lovable. They don't feel good enough for you, and that's what keeps them stuck. So it almost feels as if this person tries to put on a little bit of a front in this connection, making you think that they are maybe further along on their growth journey than they are, or something. And there's something that they're not telling you, and it has to do with the fact that they don't feel good enough for you. But why is that inevitable? Okay. I'm going to keep pulling, because usually when I get stuck like that, it comes in the next messages. So let's get more here. But why is it inevitable? Oh, it's not inevitability. I get it. Yeah, because there's the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's, okay. It's basically, if they don't kind of address this lack of vulnerability, basically, if they don't address this lack of vulnerability, it is inevitable that, because they have these regrets, okay, let me rein it in for a second. They have these regrets of how they've acted in this connection and how they've hurt you. And they keep trying to change. But the thing is, they keep trying, like they're trying, right? But the thing is that they're not attacking the root of the issue, which is this fear of vulnerability and this lack of feeling good enough and lovable. So since they're not attacking the root of the issue, whether that's in therapy or through healing or through self-awareness or emotional growth or whatever the case is, since that isn't changing the core of the problem, that is why they keep messing up in this connection. Or even in, like, say that they've messed up in past connections and they regret that, and then they keep repeating it in new connections. That could be something too. It almost feels as if what they're needing to see is it's not about, like, yeah, it's like they're trying in the wrong ways. There's this deeper kind of growth and healing that needs to be done in order for this person to feel lovable and good enough for the love that they ultimately desire. Because we only attract and can sustain what it is we believe about ourselves. If we believe that we are good enough for love and that we're lovable and that we're deserving, we're going to be able to attract that kind of love into our life. If on some level we feel we're not good enough, we're not lovable, we're not deserving, then what's going to happen is we're actually going to attract connections that make us feel not good enough, not lovable, and not deserving. Or on the flip side, if we're able to kind of show up feeling lovable and deserving, but we don't know how to sustain that, we will sabotage it. We'll push the person away, we'll start fights, we'll pick at little things, we'll start to talk ourselves into believing that that person isn't good enough for us, whatever the case is that starts to sabotage things. So that's kind of what this person is dealing with. It's not like the times where you feel very lonely and you're like, oh, this person doesn't care about me. That's not true at all. I actually feel like this person cares about you a whole lot, like a hell of a lot. But I also feel at the same time, they haven't attacked like the root of their own issues, of their trauma, of their childhood, because it all starts in childhood. They haven't attacked those things about themselves, again, through therapy or healing or self-help, whatever, their path would need to be, in order to be capable of the kind of love that you are looking for. But what I want to know, since this is a reading for you, Capricorn, is why you have a tendency to attract these kinds of people into your life, which they might honestly get, because that I feel like will be more for like the truth of this, wrong time and place with the Chariot. This person's energy toward Capricorn, because I feel it's almost as if, you see this potential in people. Person's energy toward Capricorn. Last one. There's the Ace of Swords. Same Ace of Swords that you're ending with here. And then the Temperance in reverse. So this is actually more of a message for you, because you get very frustrated with them. That's obvious. But here's what's interesting. When we meet somebody and they show us who they are. They're not emotionally available with us. They're not vulnerable with us, but we hope that they can change, and so we continue to invest in the connection, and we show up in the best way that we know how. They continue not to be emotionally available. They continue not to be vulnerable. They continue to treat us the same way that they always have. We grow increasingly more frustrated because we say, well, why aren't you changing for me? When in reality, it is never fair to hold someone to the standard of the potential that we see in them, because that, again, is merely a projection of what we would do if we were in their shoes. So there's a need to understand that what is happening in this connection is a lot more than just, oh, this person doesn't care about me, or they don't love me, or they're not trying. Because it is very much that I do feel like they are trying. It's just they don't know how to love you. Now, that isn't fair to you. It doesn't mean that you need to be like, oh, well, this person doesn't know how to love me, therefore I just need to put up with the way that they treat me. That's not at all what I am saying. But there is a deeper kind of reason to why there is this attachment to the outcome of this connection. And I ultimately feel, especially with wrong time and place, I feel like it has to do with something regarding kind of like seeing the potential in someone, like loving people for their potential instead of for who they show you to be. So always keep an eye out for that too. Now, I'm not sitting here saying this connection is doomed, but I do definitely feel like there needs to be a deeper conversation going on here. And again, it's going to depend. Is this person going to be able to be vulnerable enough with you to be like, yeah, you know what? I don't feel good enough, and I don't feel lovable, and I don't see, because they're not going to be able to be honest with you if they're not honest with themselves, right? If they haven't done the healing and the inner work and have the self-awareness to be able to say, oh, I push Capricorn away because I don't feel good enough, they're not going to be able to say that to you. And we can't shame people into changing. So, you could be like, oh, you don't feel good enough for me. The only thing that's going to do is make this person defensive. So it's hard, because in any relationship, there's, we can't control the other person. We can only control ourselves and making the best decision for ourselves based on what the person shows us, not what we think they can be. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to hop on over to the extended, looking at the truth of the connection. You have wrong time and place with the Chariot. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to close out the reading with. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. Welcome to 2024. I'm excited to see what this year it has in store for all of us. And as always, Capricorn, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.